Okay, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel, Robert's Video Machine. Don't forget to subscribe. And in today's video, I'm going to be changing out the EVAP Canister vent solenoid. And this is on a 2004 Ford Mustang, but the compatible vehicles are 1999 to 2004. And this in particular is the V6 model. So the first step is that you disconnect the negative battery terminal. And this is where it's actually located at. I don't know if you can see it here on the driver's side, the rear wheel. You can actually see it here. So we're going to be lifting it up. That's the canister there. And that's where the EVAP purge vent solenoid is located at. But then the second step is just to be safe, because you disconnected the battery. This is, I don't know if you know, the fuel pump switch. And it's just safe to unplug it. So that's what I'm going to do now. You basically take off the back portion of it. So I'll show how it looks like when it's taken off. Okay, so you basically take off these, one on each side. If you can see it there. You take off this portion that was attached here, and it's just these 4 clips that you remove, and then the entire thing comes off. And as you can see, the switch is right there. You just unplug it, just to be safe, since you're working close to the gas tank. Okay, and you can see there that it's unplugged. This is basically just a tab that you push out and then unplug it. Just make sure it's unplugged just to be safe. And then you jack up the car, put up the jack stands, and remove that tire to have easier access. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, and with the wheel taken off, you have a better view. This is the canister where the vent solenoid is located in. Let me see if I can get underneath. Okay, here. Well, there's the bracket there. And you can see the hoses that are attached here. And the switch as well. So, and you can see how it's bracketed in. So let me see what I'm gonna do first on this one. I think you unplug the hoses first. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get access to the hoses, but I may have to remove the stuff that's in front of me. Okay, and as you can see, this is from the bottom of the car, looking up. Just to give you an example, that's the fuel tank there and the differential. But if you look at here, this is the first hose that you remove. This one here, you basically pull it out, and then this is the connector that I was talking about that you disconnect. And after that, you disconnect this line here, and then there are 3 bolts. One, I don't know if you can see them there, 1, 2, and then one on the other side, 3. And the bracket will come off. And let me go ahead and do that so you can see the other part that needs to get done, because it's behind all of that. Okay, and there you can see the image of the hose that I took off, the first step. And you can see that groove there. All of this was inside, from here to here. So when you put it back, make sure it goes all the way back through there. So the next step is this switch. It's kind of hard because things are blocking it, but this is the switch that you take off next. This one right there. So let me go ahead and take that one off, and then the next one is that one that has a yellow tab. And then after you do all of that, that's when you take off the bolts and bring down the bracket. Okay, and well, I put the tube off to the side, but there is the connector here. And you can see how it has the tab that you just unplug. There's the connector. And then the next one is this yellow one. And it has this weird tab too, but you just loosen it up and then take it out. And I'll show how it's looks like afterwards. But after that, that's when you remove the bolts, those 3 bolts, and bring that thing down. Okay, and as you can see, I took it out already, but if you can see this hose here, let me get the little clamp. It had this yellow clamp on it, and it was hard to get off. I had to unbolt it first before I took off this final hose here. It was just giving me a hard time. And after I loosened up that hose, I took out the canister from here, from this side, from inside the wheel well. And there's the canister here. And you can see, this is where the hose with the clamp on the other side would hook up to. So now that I got this out, let me go ahead and get the vent solenoid out. Okay, and once you have it out, you basically just remove this here, this bracket here that's tied to this thing and this thing here, and then you remove the hose, and this is the vent solenoid here, the EVAP vent solenoid. And this is the canister. In case you want to get access to it, you basically would remove this here, and then so you can get access to it if you wanted to replace this or do something with this. But I'm just interested in the vent solenoid, so I'm going to be doing this only. Okay, so there's the vent solenoid, the EVAP vent solenoid, already taken out. And just so you can see, this is where it goes. Here, it was like this. So you just remove it from here, remove the tube from there, and then get a replacement part if this is what you're replacing. And this is the actual Ford model, the part number, the original one, if you're gonna get the same one or a different one that's compatible from an auto dealer or whatever, a different auto parts store. Okay, so then I'm gonna go pick up the new one, take that with me to make sure it matches, and then I'll come back and install it. And it's basically just everything in reverse of what we just did. Okay, so here's the part that I bought, and it's the same one, I just gotta put it in. This one's from Ford, and this is the standard one. And it's here's the part number and the information. It's also made in the USA, so should be just as good as the Motorcraft. So let me go ahead and put it back on and show you how it looks like. Okay, and here's everything put back together. You see I put the hose, don't forget how it goes in and goes out to that side, and I put the little strap that also goes into here to hold on. And this is where the electrical cable goes, that's why. So let me go ahead and put everything back in and in place. Okay, so there's everything plugged back in. That's the new vent solenoid, the EVAP canister vent solenoid. Everything's back bolted up. So the only thing that's left is to put everything back together. And there's that thing from this side. And don't forget to connect the fuel pump connector in the trunk, and then also of course the negative battery cable as well. So go ahead and leave your comments, and I hope this really helps, because I wasn't able to find any video about this, so I decided to create one for myself, so help other people out. Alright, thanks.